This episode of New Jersey Living is being brought directly from Bayonne, New Jersey. And I picked this particular spot in Bayonne because of where I'm standing right now. If you take notice behind me, there is the Bayonne Bridge. And panning just a little bit behind me, there's a stretch of homes that all came from a very well-known famous movie scene. If you are a sci-fi film fan or just a fan of Tom Cruise films in general, War of the Worlds, some of the opening scenes took place right here in Bayonne. This bridge, which is relatively newly renovated, was in the movie destroyed by the aliens. But this, obviously you can see that was just special effects. But the house is 11 Kennedy Boulevard. We're at the very end of Kennedy Boulevard. That stretches all the way through Hudson County. The sixth house from the end, directly behind me, is where Tom Cruise resided. That was his house. Hollywood obviously dresses everything up a certain way, so it didn't look exactly like this in the movie, but nonetheless, you can see the flash of a couple scenes I put up, pics from the scene I put up. This was a very, very significant opening of the movie itself. All right, so check it out, War of the Worlds, if you haven't seen it already, but this is a scene right here in Bayonne. So Bayonne is the southernmost township in Hudson County. Hudson County, if you've seen some of my previous episodes on Jersey City and Hoboken, you know that Hudson County sits directly across the Hudson from New York City. So we're very, very close in proximity. As a matter of fact, that bridge right there, Bayonne Bridge, takes you directly into Staten Island. So from where I'm standing right now, Staten Island is literally a 5-minute drive to get over there and into New York. But usually I gauge Midtown Manhattan as a commuting point in terms of a drive or a train ride. So we're going to take a look at Bayonne today. Bayonne is certainly unique among all the towns in Hudson County because it is very much that small town, more residential feel of all of the locations in Hudson County, which for the most part are very urban. So this is something that you're going to be able to see that gives you a little change of pace in Hudson County, still close proximity to the city, still the convenience of trains, and we're going to get into schools and other unique points of view or features about the community as well. There's some upcoming developments similar to what we saw if you've seen my West Bergen, Bergen Lafayette episode. There's a lot of development going on in Jersey City along Newark Bay, which we're very close to right now in Bayonne. We're just south of that. There's a lot of development taking place in Bayonne as well in the coming years. So we're going to see some renditions of that very shortly. So stick along for the ride. I am glad to have all the Jersey hunters back who are normally following. If you're new, welcome aboard. My name is Corey Jones, and I'm a real estate agent with Compass Real Estate. I routinely receive phone calls, emails, text messages from folks just like you looking to either buy or sell a property. So I'm glad you were able to check into our channel today. Please be sure to click like, subscribe, and the notification bell so you can stay up to date on episodes just like this that are covering the entire span of northern and even some of central New Jersey, covering all of the suburbs and local, really commuting spots to and from New York City. So we're at our first property stop here in Bayonne, and I want to remind everyone, please do feel free to leave comments. In this type of video setting, we want to invite community participation, so by all means, write a comment. Also, if you need to contact me directly, all of my details are here right below that you can look me up to give me a phone call or an email or a text message. So here we are, Bayonne. Bergen Point is the specific neighborhood that we're in. I'm going to flash up a quick map of Bayonne. Bergen Point is the southern tip of Bayonne, the southernmost area of Bayonne. The neighborhood is a bit more residential, meaning we have property lots that not always, but in many cases are larger than what you'll find in other parts of town. And you also find wider streets, and it's less traffic in this area because generally, unless you live in Bergen Point, you're not going to drive through here just kind of randomly the way you would in Midtown or Uptown. to get back and forth to wherever you're gonna go. All right, so this is a desirable location in general. First stop that we have, as I mentioned, property is directly behind me. This is 5052 Newman Ave. 5052 Newman is a 4-family property, 12 bedrooms, 4 baths. Was listed at $949, sold at $925. Now, when you consider 4 units, these are 3-bedroom, 1-bath units each. I've had clients in Bayonne that were purchase sale clients and even rental clients renting out property. And what I can tell you is this, is that a 3-bedroom, 1-bath is solidly an $1,800 rental or more, depending on the condition and what's in there, if it includes washer and dryer, for example, depending on the upgrades. But on the lower end, you're talking about an $1,800 a month rental. So someone purchased this probably as an investment, but even if it was someone who was looking to occupy a unit, this is more income that they're drawing in, obviously, with renting out the other units. Just gonna pan around so you get a little bit of a feel for the neighborhood. A lot of Bayonne. Bayonne has a lot of history to it, going back pre-war. So a lot of the units that are around, a lot of the homes here range from multi-families like we see right here. Some are 2 and 3 families, some are single family. But this is generally a desirable location to be in close proximity to the city. Many people who come from the city choose Bayonne because it's really a stone's throw from New York, but it has, again, a more calm, quiet nature to the neighborhood. Getting into the big 3, trains, flash up really quickly. The light rail runs through Bayonne, really starts at Bayonne, the 8th Street station, runs into Jersey City, where you can take the path directly into World Trade or Midtown Manhattan, either or. So trains are there, that's definitely a check mark. Commutability in terms of driving, as I mentioned before, we are about a 5-minute drive to Staten Island. To get to Midtown from where we are right now probably would be more of like a 30-minute drive just because of traffic and the way the roads are. All right, so but very close commuting wise. Schools. Now, schools on niche.com, that's one of the websites I recommend if you really want to get a solid feel for school ratings. Bayonne is a B, which places it really, really solid. I mean, Jersey schools, if you've seen my episode on Edison, Jersey schools rank among the best in the nation. I'm talking public schools. So a B is really not bad by any means. But I'm not going to give it the check mark because I'm reserving that just for the A ratings, whether it be A+, A, or A-. But solid schools, not the most high performing, but you would not have an issue to send your kid to public school here. So it doesn't hit everything, which is why the market here, and when I'm talking about the big 3, that is, doesn't hit all 3. So that makes the market here fairly reasonable. All right, so you're going to find demand here. You're going to find quality neighborhoods also, but it's not going to escalate to the point where you're paying a premium just to buy into the neighborhood. Okay, so this is stop 1. We're going to take another 2 stops right here in the same general area, and stick around because we are going to flash up some of the renderings for the new Bayview development that's taking place. That's going to be somewhat comparable to what's happening in West Bergen and Jersey City. So if you haven't seen that episode, do dial that up when you get a chance to take a look. All right, so next stop is going to be another property right here in the same neighborhood. I'll see you there. Second stop here in Bergen Point. Behind us, we have 56 East 4th Street. As you can see, this is property, basically 2 levels. Actually, there is a 3rd level. The garage will have additional living space behind it. And just to again step out into the street and pan around, we are still in Hudson County, even though, as I mentioned, Bayonne is a bit more residential, but you can see parking is at a premium still. So for property like this, 56 East 4th, there is basically a garage and basically a driveway that allows for 2 cars at least, right? So provided they're using the garage for parking and not just storage space. This is a 2-family home, so there is a 3-bedroom, one bath unit on the second level, upper level, and the same beneath, pretty much identical floor plan. So total 6 bedroom, 2 bath. Was listed at $679 and sold at $725. This is a common layout, common property, two family property layout that you find here in Bayonne. A lot of these homes are just like this. Some people rent them out, of course, as totally as an investment property. Some will live on one unit while renting out the other. As we have consistently done with all of our property views, we make sure that they are recent sales within the past 30 days. So this is a recent sale like everything else, just to give you a general feel of the market as it is right now, and we are August 2022 right now. So this is the second of two multifamilies. The next stop is going to be a single family, and we are just about 2 blocks from Broadway. Broadway is the main retail street that runs north and south in Bayonne. However, in Bergen Point, Broadway is mostly residential. But I'm gonna take a few street views so you can see the general feel of some of the neighborhoods outside of these few side streets that we videoed these first two properties at. Next property is going to be a single family, and then we're going to take another stop at that new development site that's going to be coming online in the next probably a few years. All right, so I'll see you there. Right, here we are at our first single family stop. There's a little drizzle out here, so I'm gonna make this one a little quicker. This is, as you can see, a Victorian style home. There are some Victorians in this immediate area right on the edge of Bergen Point, a few blocks from the light rail station, which is the 8th Street station. So we are just probably about roughly 5 to 7 minute walk right over to the station, which makes this a great location. List price on this one was $649, sold at $650. And you might be able to tell here, but if you can't see it too well, I'll let you know that what I can observe is that definitely some upgrades are needed, some touch-ups are needed. I'm gonna give a quick flash to the property directly across the street from it. So this is an example of a really, really new renovation. This is probably some newer build on in addition to it, but it has preserved that Victorian kind of feel. But across the street, not so much, but that's why the price is what it is. 5 bedroom, 3 bath. Another 2 properties right here side by side. Again, you can see the Victorian nature there as well. One of them seems to be either for sale or potentially just sold. But this is a sample of a single family. You can see there is some parking off the street here for the driveway. And we're going to take a look at one more single family. But before we get to our final single family stop, which is going to be the next one, we're going to take a stop at the location that I mentioned where the new development is. The first phase already approved. It's going to bring very much a waterfront community, both retail and residential, but it's going to add something that's going to be significant for the entire community as a whole. All right, so I'll see you at that next spot, and then we'll take a look at our last property. We're here at the future of what will be Bayview here in Bayonne. The body of water that you can probably see in a distance. On the opposite side, you see all of the cranes and some of the freighters that come in delivering goods from across the world. Port of Elizabeth is across from us. So that's where a ton of, you name it, comes in into the East Coast and goes out throughout the entire country. So the Bay of Newark, I was about to say New York, Bay of Newark is going to be basically a new scene from the west side of Jersey City all the way down into Bayonne. So behind us, I'm gonna throw up a few of the renditions so you can see what's coming. I'm gonna have some extended views up here so you can get a real good feel for it. There's going to be retail space. There's going to be residential units. There's going to be a park-like scene. There's going to be a walk basically along the waterfront. This area is going to totally transform. We are just still right nestled into the Bergen Point immediate area. part of Bayonne. I'm gonna pan around so you can see the little shopping center that we're in right now. And this used to be where you can see fenced off and a little rubble and debris. Used to be an A&P there. But this is going to be a new scene in the coming years. Phase 1 has already been approved. So there's going to be development here in the coming years. So I would say a decade from now, this entire stretch of the Newark Bay, from this lowest southern point of Bayonne going up into Jersey City, is going to be something that's going to be just spectacular. So those that are investing early, as I mentioned even in the West Bergen episode, into just that long-term vision of maybe buying some multifamilies or properties that over the long term are going to serve well as investment, as rentals. Those that get in at this point in time are going to fare well, because this is going to be certainly higher demand that comes when that type of amenity is right there in the community. And the retail here that's going to come online is going to be premium, because it's going to be right here on the waterfront. And as I mentioned before, again, going back to the West Bergen episode, there will be there's plans for ferry service to come from the west side of Hudson County. So whether it be in West Bergen or right here in the Bayview, it's going to be in Bayonne, ferry service that comes around Newark Bay, goes all the way around into Manhattan. So it's just going to create a real premium market. So a little bit of a projection out, but that's what real estate is. Real estate definitely is a long-term play when it comes to investments. Very safe, very steady, appreciates slowly in some cases, but nonetheless, you have something that's a solid investment and resource on your hands. So we have one more stop in terms of property, and I'm going to give a little bit of a feature of a nearby park to that final property. I'll see you there. We're here at our final property stop. This is 74-76 West 35th. West 35th, we're midtown essentially in Bayonne. And as you can see, this is a Cape style home, many upgrades on the interior. So you may not be able to see the exterior reflecting what the interior photos would have been. You can always pull that up on Zillow, by the way. Some cases I will not have, a lot of cases I will not have agent permission to flash interiors, but you can always go and check that on Zillow. But this was well done on the inside, listed and sold at $721,900. 5 bedrooms, 2 full baths, 2 halves. Seems like a lot for a Cape, but keep in mind, a lot of the properties in Bayonne have that lower basement 3rd level. So this one, you can see there's a Cape layout here. So there's a 2nd floor and there's a 1st level. And then where we see the garage here, you're gonna have garage, you're gonna have a basement level as well. Okay, so a lot of room for this given location, and I'm gonna pan around so you can get the general feel for the block. Diversity of homes, this is not uncommon at all in Bayonne, having a very diverse, not cookie cutter kind of layout. There's some sections that you will, because you've seen some of that from the road, specifically with the 2-family layout, so that's are kind of common. Some areas, particularly in Bergen Point, has a lot of those. But this, you can see, is very much a tree-lined street. We are about 2 blocks from Bayonne Park, which is the largest of parks. There's a few parks here in town. There's multiple, but Bayonne Park is the largest one. You're probably about maybe 7 to 10 minutes, you're right there in the park along the waterfront. We're going to take a stop there after we leave here, just so you get a little visual of that. But this, again, a nice, really relatively quiet. You can see more cars have been coming through this area than what we've seen in Bergen Point, because once we're in Midtown and Uptown, a lot of cars are cutting through to get east and west and wherever their final destination is going to be. But all in all, relatively quiet, not heavy traffic on the side streets. So this again reflects another kind of single family option. And our final stop, just stick with me because I want to give you a few updates on this last segment. I'm going to take you to the park just so you can see that as well. I'll see you there. Final video stop here in Bayonne Park. This is the largest park in town. I'm standing pretty much in the center of the park now. You can see a little behind me. You see the track and the field down there at the lower part, and behind us is Newark Bay. And I'm gonna pan around just a little so you get a general feel. There's a lot of walking paths, biking paths through the park, picnic area. Beautiful park. There's a soccer field just a little bit further behind the field that you can see down here, the track field, all overlooking Newark Bay. So very, very great place in the midst of, like I said earlier, kind of a small town, urban-ish community. So I hope you've definitely enjoyed the viewing today, the experience today. Please, again, click like, subscribe, and notification bell. Make sure that those who may not have heard or did not see, we have a Hoboken Eats episode that now has been published. It is live, and the seventh person, the seventh comment, that's not going to include my comments, of course, but the seventh comment is going to receive a special gift from that excursion. So we're going to drop in more episodes like that, featuring some go-to places, particularly when it comes to dining. And some is going to be social as well. We have a downtown Jersey City one coming up pretty soon. I'm about to actually hit one of the Bayonne spots, which is going to be Pompeii Pizza. So if you're around in Bayonne, Pompeii Pizza is a spot that you'll want to stop at. So thank you again for joining us. Do leave comment, recommendations, suggestions, all welcome. And I want to make sure that you just keep in mind we have 2 episodes coming weekly now. So please do stay aware that we have more insights and information coming your way. So if you need to contact me, information here in the details. Thanks again, Jersey Hunters, for sticking with me. Those who are new aboard, let's join the crowd, join the family. All right. So in the meantime, take care, and I'll see you at the next episode.